Good evening, fuckers. We are back with the next Train Simulator Classic request video. And this one is a sort of continuation of a video that appeared earlier today on the JimJimPlays channel. It was a video that I requested, and he knew I was going to do this follow-up, so, you know, I'm not treading on anyone's toes or anything like that. I'm actually a bit surprised he didn't mention it, but chances are I just forgot all about it. So we are going to be doing the return trip of what he did. He went from Clapham Junction to Stratford. We're going back, so we're, starting at Stratford, finishing at Clapham Junction platform 1, stopping at all stops obviously. But our train, okay, it is another class 378. We are specifically using the 378/2. Has a different livery. I much prefer this livery, to be honest. This one is the AP version, so we're going to see how this compares to the Dovetail Games one. There were several issues that cropped up during his run. One, actually, I was quite glad to see that when he had another go a bit later on in a second version of the 378, that problem had gone. See, if you get the Dovetail Games 378 Loco DLC, or a version that appears in one of the route DLCs, but I can't remember which one, it's fine as far as its audio goes. But the version that comes in at least one of the North London routes, and certainly the version that comes with the South London network route, it's absolutely silent while you are moving along, and it ruins it. Makes it, really does sound, it just makes the whole thing really shit. It just doesn't give you any sense of speed or anything like that. It's awful. But the worst thing about it, I think by far, is that as he went along the section, in his case towards Willesden Junction, which is where the third rail electrification ends and the overhead AC electrification starts, he didn't have to do anything. The train just kept on going. He's supposed to have to change from DC to AC power within the cab. He didn't do that. He just kept on going, and absolutely fine. Which is total bollocks, so yeah, that just says to me, I mean, alright, if all you want to do is just drive from A to B, then I suppose you may not mind it, but yeah, that was utterly ridiculous. So I am 99.9% certain I will have to make that change myself in this version. We'll find out. So as far as the specifics, I've kept it at winter, which is the settings he used. I've made it cloudy. I think his was completely clear. So yeah, the clouds are coming. It's also the next day. He did a late night run. This one we are starting off again, the next day at 9:30 in the morning. So that is the setup. Let's get this up and running. And here we are. So, right, let's get things set up. Got a green light ahead of us, so we don't need to bother with that. Let's set this up. I don't want driver only. Enter ID, my usual ID. Route code, we want 1004, which sets destination to Clapham Junction. Right, let's get the lights sorted out. We want tail lights off. We've got daylight running already set, so I think that is everything. Let's just take a look outside. So here is, lights are fine. So here we are in the, yes, the alternative livery. We have the original livery actually right next to us here. So yeah, here's the original livery. This is the one that Jim used in his video. And here's our one. I do like the black stripe and the sort of tinted windows. We also have here the actual train number right above us as well. I think it repeats it on the other end. Yes, it does. So actually, while we're here, I guess I should let passengers on. Front carriage doors have not opened for some reason, but the others have. So yeah, we'll just wait for everyone to get on or off. So Clapham Junction is just shy of 18 miles away. It's going to take us a pretty hefty amount of time to get there because yeah, we have an awful lot of stops between here and there. Right, there's a guard signal. Let's get underway. And yeah, let's open the windows. We were on a bit of a downhill section there, so I had to quickly brake again. So yeah, we are passing the scrap metal, as it really should be called. That hideous metallic sculpture. And passing the velodrome. We're now in the 20 mph section, and just behind it is the Olympic Stadium. Now of course the West Ham United Stadium, although the vast majority of West Ham supporters would much rather be back in Plaistow than in this thing. It is I mean, when a football team's own fans hate the stadium you're in, you know it's not great. Did the other, there was, what was it, I think it was just called The Box. There was another one of the Olympic buildings that was around here. It looks like it's gone. I think that was where they held the handball competitions at. Even though handball is nowhere near as big in the UK as it is in the rest of Europe, it is actually quite a good sport. It's staggeringly fast paced. You know, if you like your fast action sports, handball is right up your street. I mean, I'm saying this as a cricket fan and a snooker fan, so yeah, fast pace doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to like it, but still, when it comes to slow sports, I draw the line long before the likes of American football and baseball come along. I cannot stand either of those. Anyway, you're pulling into Hackney Wick. Oh, I forgot to actually show on the front, there you go, Clapham Junction, so that's why I entered the route code. So, yeah, the whole train is on the station, all the doors are open, so yeah, this is Hackney Week anyway. My old headmaster from high school came from Hackney, or Acne as he always called it, which amused us no end. Then again, I was only a teenager. Oh, that was close, too close in fact. We did start speeding. Now I must admit, I was actually tempted to do this run in the 346, but then I remembered the whole point of me doing this was to compare the AP version of the 378 to the DTG one, so yeah, that put paid to the whole idea of using the 346. Plus, the 346 doesn't do this route anyway, so... So, Homerton Station is next one coming up. So we are going slightly downhill here, but it's so slight that yeah, it's not having any effect on the train. So yeah, Homerton Station has a very, very short platform. Yeah, so much so I think the rear carriage isn't fully on. And we could have actually moved up a little bit. And yeah, then the rear carriage could have actually fitted. As it is, you could easily get out of that one. But you could really get out of this one. It's a bit of a step down, but yeah, you could have done it. Anyway, this is Homerton, an area of London that I am not remotely familiar with. So next stop, yeah, I thought, yeah, Hackney Central. Not even half a mile along the line. An awful lot of stations, all like really close together. I have a feeling it's to do with when the London railways are all being built during the Victorian times, and of course it was all different rail companies that were all building them, and there was no way they were going to work with each other, so they were all building their own stations within like half a mile of each other. And yeah, so we ended up with a whole glut of stations around in and around London. And of course, when Beeching came along, no, he wasn't going to touch London at all. I mean, he's quite happy to axe, you know, vital branch lines and vital local stations, you know, all around the country. But the huge glut of stations within London, no, didn't go anywhere near them. So, yeah, Hackney Central. It's quite a good sized platform at Hackney Central. So, yeah, no surprise, we've got the whole train on here. Right, doors have shut. Off we go. So yeah, if you want to see this run being done as a night run, and it does look good, then yep, that is what Jim did in his run. So yeah, go and check it out. In fact, as this video is a kind of follow-up to that, I'll bung a link in the description to his video. Anyway, Dalston Kingsland is next. Another 378. Just yeah, doing the usual. I mean, you're pretty much going to see nothing but 378s on this line. North and South London seems to be the home of the 378s. They didn't go anywhere else. The old capital stars. We've overshot slightly. Yeah, actually overshot by a lot more than I thought. I mean, people could still get out through those doors, no problem. Anyway, front doors fine, rear doors are... Yeah, the rear door's not open either, but these ones have opened, so yeah, we know that the doors are all okay. So yeah, this is Dalston. It's another one of these parts of London that has a bit of a shitty reputation, but I think it's alright. No problem with Dalston. So onwards, Canonbury is the next stop. After that, I think we're at Highbury. In fact, Canonbury is yeah, just over half a mile away. By this line standards, that's a long old distance between stations. So yeah, the Capital Star train that we are in, unsurprisingly, it's just another variant of the Electrostar trains. There are quite a few Electrostars out there, Electrostar variants that is, and well, I didn't think I'd ever be in a position to say it, but yeah, I do have all of them. So there's a 375, 376, 377, 378, 379, 387, those ones are all fairly similar to each other. But there is one other, it's like the entry-level version of the Electro Stars, the real basic no frills one. And that's the 357, which is the one that runs on the London Tilbury and Southend line. And I even have that as well. So yeah, no surprise, the front doors here have not opened. The rear ones have. So that's okay, but yeah, I did overshoot slightly. Well, as far as the game's concerned, but anyone who is unable to get off the train onto the platform from here, yeah, I suspect that walking is probably not their forte. Waiting for. Away we go. So yeah, that was Canonbury. Next stop is Highbury, the old home of London. Yeah, it's the old home of London. The old home of Arsenal. Old Highbury Stadium, long gone. It's a fucking housing estate now. Highbury and Islington, to give it its full name. But going back to the Dovetail Games version of the 378 and why, you know, at least two versions of it that you can get for the game are completely silent as you are moving along. I mean, it is not going to be difficult for them to fix that, but they haven't bothered, and they could easily have done it. So yeah, front and rear carriages perfectly fine on the station, all the doors open this time. So yeah, this is Islington, or Highbury and Islington. Somewhere around here is the remains of the football ground. I'm wondering if it might be that over there. So it's now a housing estate. So onwards to Caledonia Road. Or Caledonian Road, I think. Caledonian Road and Barnsbury. So yeah, using the other side for this one. I have no idea why, but yeah, once again, the whole train has made it on the platform, all doors actually opening. Anyway, yeah, here we are, Caledonian Road and Barnsbury. We have another 378 coming in on the other platform. we are about to leave. I'm supposed to, yeah, reply to the guard, but I think me pulling away is enough of an indication that I received the guard's signal. So next up is Camden, or Camden Road anyway. Too slow with the old brakes. So that alert was for, yeah, the 20 mph limit comes into effect as we approach Camden Road Station. The thing is, because the brakes on this are so good, we end up slowing a lot faster than intended. So yeah, we're fine for the 20 mph limit now. And then, yeah, we have more points that we are going over as we leave. So, yeah, no problem getting the whole train on this platform. All doors open. So yeah, we are going to be going around this line here. Not too sure where this one is going. So it's still a 20 mph limit at the moment. Yeah. So yeah, Cunts Town is the next stop. Yeah, you heard me right. So we're entering 45 zone, but by the time we're actually able to do 45, we'll be so close to the station that it won't be worth accelerating up to it. We'll accelerate a bit, but we won't be going up to 45. So Kentish Town is a very short very small station here. I think I might just have got the whole train on. Take a look. So front is fine. Rear, no, okay. Well, the rear ones haven't opened, but I mean, look at that. Absolutely fine. Admittedly, you would probably need old Oswald Lawrence to do his usual alert around here, but it's still absolutely fine. So that train that's just passed us by there, I'm actually not sure what train that was. Certainly wasn't a 378. I mean, it could have been a 313. Alright, anyway, next stop is Gospel Oak. So the Goblin line will be rejoining us. I did not pay anything like enough attention to the 20 mph limit that was fast coming up. Well, I think we might just have got the whole train on here. I mean, to be honest, I could have moved a bit further along the platform and made sure of it, because there's plenty of space. Yeah, again, could have easily got out. Even this carriage hasn't opened. I mean, that is ridiculous, that one not opening. But, I mean, yeah, they both could have. No problem. Anyway, yeah, this is Gospel Oak, and this line here, that is the Goblin line. You can tell it's a Goblin line because it's not electrified. Away we go. So 20 limit for a bit. Next stop, Hampstead Heath, George Michael's favourite hangout, or it was. On a 1 in 98 uphill climb for a bit. So, about to enter the 45 zone. Again, we will accelerate a bit because we can certainly do with it, but we are not going to be going all the way up the 45 because of how close Hampstead Heath station is. So yeah, that'll do. again, it is quite a short platform. It's not as bad as some we've been through, but yeah, it's not ideal. So yeah, no problem at yeah, at either end. So yeah, here we are. This is Hampstead Heath. Properly expensive part of London to live in, but when you look at it, you do wonder why, because it has a real sort of slum look to it, if you ask me. Not one of the more scenic parts of our national capital. Right. Guy's going to have to wait a bit while I just reload me ICOS. There we go. Right. So Finchley Road is next. Oh, just slightly too late. So yeah, we spend the vast majority of this particular stretch in the tunnel. And once we are out of it, we are immediately in Finchley Road Station, so we do certainly need to start braking while we are in the tunnel here. Now, of course, the route that Jim took in his video, the opposite direction to the one we are doing here, is also a route that I had done previously in an earlier video when I was using the old Rita Hayworth's Tremendous Tits machine. And yeah, it felt as though, despite all of his stops, he was able to get through the route quite a bit quicker. Well, certainly a lot quicker than I thought he would have done. Yeah, this is Finchley Road and Frognall. So we have a very short section before we're at West Hampstead. It's about a third of a mile at most. So West Hampstead Station is a relatively okay size. I think we shouldn't have any trouble getting all five cars onto this platform. We shouldn't have. We probably will, but we shouldn't. We have another 378 on its way. Oh, there you go. As me saying shouldn't have any trouble, and I absolutely overshot it by a fucking I think I've overshot it by, yeah, more than a car length. The only way I could have braked any harder was to put it into emergency, which I wasn't going to do, but yeah, that's absolutely atrocious. Well, at least the people in the back carriage can actually get off for once instead of being stuck there. So anyway, yeah, this is West Hampstead. I don't think we will... Oh, we did get a guard signal. I didn't think we were going to get one because we were already so far past the station. So Bronsbury is next. Again, it's a very short hop to this one, and then another very short hop to Bronsbury Park. So that's definitely where, yeah, two rival train companies built, you know, stations right next to each other. Well, the game will treat it as me overshooting, but I think that's absolutely fine. Stop. Yeah, look at that. How can you say they can't get out there? And they can get right out there, no problem as well. That was a perfectly fine stop, that. I'm not having that. So anyway, yeah, this is Bronsbury. Here's another area rather like Hampstead Heath, where it's another really expensive part of London to live in, but you wouldn't think it to look at it. No, we're not getting a guard signal. I'll just send my own. Off we go. So Bronsbury coming up. Trying to remember actually if I have done a night run on either North or South London networks. If I haven't, I definitely need to yeah, I definitely need to fix that. Now that was a perfect stop. Will it open all of the doors? Well, it certainly opened the front ones, and it has opened the rear ones as well. There you go. So, yep, absolutely perfect stop for once. So this is Bronsbury Park. Unsurprisingly, it looks pretty much identical to where we just come from because, yeah, we're still in Bronsbury. Right. I'm not sure what is next. Cancel rise. I think after Cancel rise is Willesden Junction, so yeah, we've been getting through this at a pretty good rate. Oh, and that's me not paying attention at all to the acceleration of this thing. This thing really does accelerate fast. Not sure what the top speed of the 378 is, but it's certainly no slouch. Doesn't tell us anywhere in here what it is. Oh, max speed 75. There you go. Thought it would have been able to go faster than that. Well, that's going to treat it as an overshoot again, but yeah, again, that's... oh no, it's been alright. In fact, it's treating that as a pretty much perfect stop, which is a good job because it was. So here we are at Kensal Rise then. I'm sure I say this every time we stop here, but I don't believe that all of these container, cargo containers here would be just left right here on the side of the road. It just seems extremely unlikely to me. So onwards, Wollaston Junction is next. Wollaston Junction is an absolute sprawling mess of a station because it covers about 5 different lines if you include the underground. So yeah, there really is no other way of being able to set the build the station other than the way it has been done. But yeah, I can imagine having to get from one particular platform to another, especially if you're changing lines. It's all over the shop. So into the 35 zone. So you need to drop down to 20 as we approach the station. And unlike the last time that happened, this time I will actually remember to do it. Yeah, FPS is really dropping as we approach Wollaston because of yeah, how much it's having to render around here. So because of all the lines, all the various buildings surrounding it and everything else, it's yeah, it is all over the place. One good thing about it is that yeah, we have plenty of space on the platforms. Platforms are a pretty good size. So we have a yellow aspect as we are going to be changing our line over points. So here we are at Wollaston Junction. Surely all the yeah, all the doors did open. So this line down here going along, that is the West Coast Main Line. This line here, I think, is part of the, it might be part of the Watford DC line. And then yeah, you've got you've got all sorts going on over here. And like I say, you've also got the underground here as well. I can't remember what underground line it is that comes here, but anyway, as we pull out of here, we are approaching the area where the overhead electrification ends and the third rail starts. So first of all, we want to make sure that it actually does that, unlike the DTG version of this train. And secondly, I've got to make sure I remember how to actually do the change. It's all around here. So yeah, that's to lower the pantograph there, and then yeah, lower the and then select DC. But I've got to wait until the third rail is actually here. Hasn't started yet. But we are now anyway on the West London line. We've come off the North London. Downward gradient caught me off guard, but we were probably about 2 feet from entering the 20 mph zone when I started speeding. So 1 in 97 downhill. Yeah, we do pick up speed at a fair old rate. So here we are joining the actual West London line proper. As we go over West Coast Main Line again. We're now in the 30 zone. Let's get some more speed up. And here we see the third rail start. We're now on 1 in 60 downhill. Now what I'm going to do is see if the power does stop. So I'm not going to change it until I have to. So obviously at the moment we're fine because we have the overhead electrification still. We're now in a 60 zone. Let's get some proper speed up. Let's see if the power comes off before we reach Shepherd's Bush station. So there we are, the overhead electrification is now stopped. So we'll pull into Shepherd's Bush. More importantly, we'll see if we can pull out of it. Well, we're still going up, so it looks like this might have the same thing as what happened with Jim's one. I cannot believe that an Armstrong Powerhouse loco will have been programmed that badly. So is it a route issue rather than the loco? Okay, so yeah, here we are at Shepherd's Bush. Around here that the old BBC television centre is. On old Wood Lane, I'm pretty sure that is Shepherd's Bush. Yeah, no surprise all of the train doors open this time. It's quite a big old platform here. So, can we pull away? Yes, we can. So, this has exactly the same bullshit issue that that happened on Jim's run. We are supposed to have changed power. This is still set up to use overhead AC, but there is no overhead AC. It's now on it's now third rail DC, and I haven't done a thing to change it. So yeah, I can only assume this is a route issue. Because I cannot believe that AP have done the same sort of thing. Anyway, Kensington Olympia, proper big old platform here. So this must be the Kensington Olympia. Certainly looks like quite a big old sort of hall. I mean, these big sort of things here almost looks like it's part of a railway station. One of the big old London terminuses. I mean, I know it isn't. Off we go. So I was thinking, is it West Brompton next? Yep. Oh, that was a bit of wheel slip there. So we're into a 50 zone. So I guess, you know, all the West Ham fans that got onto the train at Stratford probably be getting off here. Half of them probably applying for the vacant managerial position yet again at Chelsea. So So yeah, you can just see the ground just there in the distance. But yeah, this is West Brompton. Yeah, again, all doors open. No problem getting the whole train on the platforms on the West London line. Now I've said that, there will be a fuck up. I mean, I've only got 2 stations left. Imperial Wharf is next, and then it's Clapham Junction itself. I'm waiting for a guard signal, and there isn't one. Yeah, I'll just send me own. Right. So yeah, there is Stamford Bridge. You'd be desperate enough to watch football there, eh? This is coming from a QPR fan, so you know it's bad. I mean, there was a platform just on the other side there, and I'm wondering if there was a Stamford Bridge station briefly. So we have a lot of speed limit changes coming up where we join the main line going to and from the south coast. So yeah, here we are at Imperial Wharf. No problem at all with the stop here. Sounds like yet more building work being done. Doesn't look like there's anyone actually on this station. It's not because they've all got on the train. Right, onwards then to our final stop. So we'll stick to 30 as we cross the Thames. Can't remember what bridge this is. So yeah, we're on the North London and Goblin lines DLC. We're now south of the river. It certainly covers an extensive area. So it looks like a single yellow aspect. Not entirely sure why. Hopefully it will change anyway once we are on the Southern Main Line. We do need to start braking for a 20 mph zone. which I suspect is us going over points. Yep, it will be. So I'm pretty sure that the cause of that yellow aspect is now, yeah, been left. We go up this 1 in 74. Yeah, here we have the vast sea of rails, as we are now on the would it be the Portsmouth direct line? I suppose it is in part. I didn't see that 10 mph anywhere. It's saying 30 there, but there you go. See, I think here it's all of the southern lines. You know, it's the one that's going to Brighton, the one going to Portsmouth, one going to Weymouth, you know, and Southampton, Bournemouth way, yeah. I suspect even a few lines that are going down into Kent, all coming down through this way. But anyway, this is very much where we are stopping, because yeah, we are on the terminus line. And that is it. So yeah, that was Stratford to a very quiet Clapham Junction via the North and West London lines. Well, it all went pretty well, and then the train was absolutely fine until that bullshit area after Willesden Junction, where we were supposed to have to change the power mode. We were supposed to change from using the pantograph to the third rail shoe. I didn't do it deliberately because I wanted to see how long it would be before we you know, couldn't move, and it never happened, which is ridiculous. So I can't believe that AP have done that slack a job of coding the 378. So that's got to be a route specific thing, which means that even the DTG one could still have that feature in there. It's just that on this route we don't get the chance to try it out. But I am sure when I did this run in the 313, I think it was, going the other way, with that one I did have to change it. So who knows. But anyway, there we are. That is that route done. Yeah, if you're one of those who likes doing the suburban routes and runs like that, which okay, I've got to be in the mood for, but when I am in the mood for it, yeah, great. Then, yeah, this is a good light to do. Great trait to do it in as well. So, there we go. That is that video done. And we will see you at the next one.